All right, welcome to another episode of The Scout Life, formerly in the Garage Sunday edition. And the purpose of this video and why we changed the name was really the whole purpose of this project is to show kind of like the real life journey of being a Scout owner, from purchasing the Scout to the realities of owning and trying to actually drive a Scout that is not restored, it doesn't have a drivability swap. It is original. When I bought it, I said this in an earlier video, the engine was just so questionable that I replaced the engine. I didn't get that on video, but it's got a 304 automatic 1975. So what I thought we'd do today is give you kind of a walk around on the truck. So let's just see what I have, and therefore what you guys might have. And so I'm interested in, like what you have on your truck. And also on this project, I view it as kind of an us project. So I want feedback from, like I said, editing. If you don't like the crappy music, to like whatever, I'm shooting this by myself, I'm editing it by myself. I want to interact with you guys and get feedback, and so we'll walk through some of that stuff today. So what I want to do is 3 things today. And by the way, the drive from Iowa to California went great. The carb is running really well. It's still a little cold-blooded, so I need to fine-tune the choke, which is annoying because you have to like let it sit overnight and let it be cold out to kind of make that adjustment, in my opinion. So I'll show that in a probably maybe next week's video, or I might tack it onto this one. So we'll see. I might feel motivated to do it Saturday morning. So today I want to do 3 things. Give you a walk around the truck. We'll just kind of see what works, what doesn't work, what does it need. Because you guys will, I'm sure you have your own little to-do list of things on your rig. Number 2, someone asked me about a phone mount, a windshield phone mount, so I want to show you that. And then number 3, we're gonna actually fix the tailgate. I don't know if you can see this in the shot, but the tailgate is super loose and it doesn't close easily, and that's a common issue, so we'll fix that today. So thanks for joining us. Hope your day is going well. Let's get to it. All right, so let's walk around and check out the Scout. So 1975, I'll start at the front. And you've seen this truck in pictures, but 1975, it's got this interesting bumper. I've already put a 2.5-inch rough country lift. I've already kind of gone through wheel bearings and hubs because I had to drive it. So I've gone through some of the basic, major issues of steering brakes. And so if you have questions about that, we can do it. I threw this. This is not the hard top that came with it. So this hard top, we're gonna do a little rust bullet project because I don't want to paint it just right now, but I do want to stop it from rusting. So we're gonna prep these rust areas around here, in the gutters. It's not great, but we'll get after that in a project. I did put a roof rack on it because I had a tent on it. Truck's super solid. I did put a patch in here. There was through this little access right here, mice got in there and there was a big nest down in here, so that rusted out. But it's pretty dope, man, pretty original. All this stuff is, I had to go through the gauges, which I know like some of you guys have asked about gauges. These are all currently working because I went through them. I am gonna put a radio in it. I found a cool AM/FM original radio cassette player. Oh yeah, and I can't really show you, but this is the whole phone holder that I was using. Got it at a gas station. It is terrible. I hate it. I have this one, which is a quad lock. It is way more expensive. I mean, it's not crazy expensive, but it's more expensive. But it is definitely worth it, and it requires a phone case for your phone, which I can't show you because I'm recording on my phone. But what I like about it is I have one on my motorcycle so I can pop it from my motorcycle. So now I have one in my Suburban, and now I have one in the Scout. And so anyway, someone asked about that in a comment. So this one is, I'm really happy with it. It locks in there very positively. It's strong. A lot of these, like the suction cups, are not good. This is just quality built and versatile. And in my Suburban, and I might upgrade it to this one, there's actually like a charge port. So when you connect the phone to the quad lock, it'll start charging. You don't have to plug an extra cord in. So I do kind of like that. But anyway, back to the truck. Original carpet. I do have a carpet kit. We're gonna do that. We're gonna show you guys how to kind of treat rust on the floors without, I don't want to do the floor pans. It's not perfect, but we'll just kind of stop that in its tracks the best we can. Do a carpet kit. Carpet kits are important. I do want to someday get the AC working. And sorry, I'm just gonna kind of leave this running. As I mentioned in a Instagram post, I do have to rebuild the doors. Let me show you something it's doing. That door is just difficult. The window regulator is difficult, but on this door lock just falls down. It's only held in there because there's tension on, like friction on the actual handle, but that falls down and then you can't open it. And this is broken, so this doesn't operate the door latch. So I will do that in the next one of the future videos. We'll kind of approach the whole door system, felts, regulator, door latch repairs, all that kind of good stuff. But as you can see, man, this thing's super solid. I'm pumped. I love this truck. But I put the 1980 rallies on it. You've seen under the hood of this thing in the other videos. But I'm not done yet, but I'm just bringing it back to stock spec, including, like, you know, if you notice, some of you guys that'll geek out on this carb, so there's supposed to be a little strap that holds this spark plug wire. So I gotta replace that. So there's lots of little things still to do, but mechanically this truck is very solid. It's running great, doesn't overheat. I'm getting good, you know, like 13 miles per gallon, which is pretty acceptable. It's actually really good. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff I'm gonna be doing in the near future are little things. So anyway, you can comment, ask if there's stuff that you want to know how to do or you'd like to watch me do, I will do it. Here's what I was showing you about this. All that play, that shouldn't be that way. So we're gonna fix that today. So why don't we get started on that. One more piece of context I wanted to show you. This is my shop space. As you can see, I don't have a lift. I don't have fancy tools. So this is just what probably most of you guys have at your home shop. I do have a lot of skateboards and a fair collection of some pretty awesome surfboards, and a tiny bike. But I don't have a lot of tools and equipment. So we're gonna fix this stuff with basic tools. Okay, so I do recommend, you know, like this is my socket set right here, baby. It's 200 bucks. It's my second one because my last one just got stolen. My son was working on his sweet Mazda Owen, as you know, and he left the tools outside. Next morning, some dude gaffed him. I do have it on security camera footage, so anyway. But 20 volt impact driver, must have tool for the shop. We're gonna use a number 3 and a number 2. And we'll just start going. So we're just gonna basically take these latches out. Now again, part of this video series is what to do when things go wrong, and things just went wrong. This bolt right here, there's like kind of rib nuts or like fixed nuts in the tailgate. One of them just broke loose of this thing. I can't get it out, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Not sure what to do exactly. Might be able to get some, like, I'm gonna try to go get some needle nose pliers and see if I can weasel in there and grab it. Gotta put on the glasses, bro. Bam. Sucker broke loose. See, so what happens is this square drive gets stretched. So that is what we're gonna fix. I'm gonna go take the other side out as well. We'll switch to the number 2. So those are number 3s. We'll switch to the number 2 head. And obviously, if you have like carpet or something over this, you'll have to, you know, peel that carpet back. I'll probably eventually put carpet on my tailgate because I kind of like that. So what I'm doing here, let me show you inside. So this latch is working correctly and it feels pretty tight. So all I'm gonna do on this is I'm actually gonna lube it up and we're gonna call that good. But definitely take this cover off because getting these in, it's kind of impossible. You need to take this cover off to help guide these back on for the installation. And we'll use, I like this super lube grease. This stuff's great. We'll use it for regulators, latches, that kind of stuff, so that's great. And then there's some good old WD-40. I know it's, so what I like to do is just kind of clean this out first, get it lubed up. WD-40, from my experience, is not harmful to paint, so it's okay if little spills. And I'm just actuating. You can inspect these points for wear. This is actually in pretty good shape, so there's nothing I really need to do to this latch. Other than that, see this, there's something wrong with it actually, because when I click it back, those 2 clicks, when I press this button, it should snap back, and that is not, it is not doing that. So there's a spring, I don't know if you can see it, but right there's a spring that's got a problem. So we're gonna actually take this latch out. I thought it was just needed a, yeah. See, what's interesting is I've seen this like, you know, like 4 or 5 times. So this little spring right here, it's hard to see, But this little thing is supposed to be wrapped around underneath this thing. So we're gonna try to get this pulled around without breaking it. And I don't know, the question is, why did it do that in the first place? I don't really know. I'm gonna be careful. I'm just trying to do, I normally would do this on a bench or something, but. Okay, see that? So now that spring is clipped underneath this bar, and I'm just gonna kind of crimp it down a little bit, but watch this. Then I'm gonna, just while I got it out, I'm gonna lubricate it more. And there's so many things, like this is one of those examples, like you might say, why am I bothering to fix a loose tailgate when there's other major issues on your truck? And I would consider this a drivability, usability issue, and it deserves to be fixed correctly. You should, like, International was I feel like it's a quality built product. Some people would disagree with me. You know, I hear from like old timers that had brand new Internationals, and they were like, hey, they broke down all the time. I think just people abused them and didn't take care of them. But so this should operate correctly. Like, you shouldn't have to fidget with the latch to make it work correctly. So this is the pad where the push button on the outside of the tailgate goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some lube on that. And obviously the WD-40 won't last very long, so we're now gonna just start kind of pushing this grease around. Don't need to use too much. That's enough. But I like the grease mixed with the WD-40. I feel like it's a pretty good combo. You can use other penetrating oils. Now I want to show you something. Number one, how the heck to get this back in? Done it a lot of times, but here we go. But watch this. I'm gonna put these screws back in. Okay. But that simple little thing of putting that spring back in. Now, when I flick this, watch, I'll have to, like, I'll be wrong and I'll be embarrassed. Okay, now when I press this button, this latch should self-return. See that? Dude, that is what, now we're gonna have awesome action. Okay, so next up, we gotta just fix these ends, crimp these ends so that they are a snug fit on these square drive rods. And then, so let's go do that. So I don't even really have a vice grip here. Again, you guys probably have better tools than I do at this particular shop. So I'm just gonna put this kind of claw, hope you can see this, like this. And I'm just gonna tap. If you notice, this part is like trumpeted or fluted out. Don't smash that flat. So where you wanna crimp it is right here. So I'll be strategic with my strikes. And that's the thing, man. This is what I'm trying to teach my son Owen, is like a lot of mechanics is just creativity, because you don't always, it's great when you have the perfect tool for the perfect job, or the perfect tool, the right tool for the right job, but it's not always the case. Sometimes we just got janky tools, man. Okay, so I got these, I think, hammered down enough. So next up, we're going to, I have to make a decision on, do I want to try to fix that bolt or just leave it with one bolt missing? And I don't know. I gotta lube these ends a little bit as well. Okay, so let's give her a shot. Okay, that's still too loose. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's enough play in there that I don't like that. I want to make it tight. So I'm going to go hammer that one more time. All right, here we go back. Got it tightened again. That is much better. So that's actually going to be a tap fit, which I like. That's kind of how I like it to be. That, look at, no play. Snaps right back. Oh, this is sweet. So this is the side without the broken. So I'm going to put this back together. You don't have to kill these tight, you know, just make it snug. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of lube it up a little bit, man. This is something I do on kind of a regular basis. We're gonna check this side and just one other quick thing with the WD-40, so this truck is near the ocean a bit. So I'm kind of a fan of just like, I'd rather keep things lubed and a little oily than rusty. So don't be afraid of that. You know, just put a little in there. actually some lube on the strikers up here. Once the latch is tight, then we'll determine. Let me throw this back in. And what I decided to do, let's get up in here. So this is the one that was supposed to be in here that's broken. I thought about it, and the correct way to fix this is called a nutsert, which actually is like a big rivet. So you press it in, and then there's like a tool that like, we use them all the time at the shop. I don't have any of that with me. So I think I'm gonna put this as keep it on my list, but as a fix it later. We'll do an episode. I'll show you how to use the rib nuts. They're pretty awesome. So let's remember, when you're sliding this in, it's got to be oriented this direction. I've done it before where you put this in 180 off. And this is see that? Too loose. So I'm gonna go hammer that one again. Kind of important is just making sure that you're not rushed when you're doing, because when you're rushed, then you cut corners. Not hammered in totally tight. So what I'm gonna do is I want to use this original bolt. So like I told my wife, who's here with me at the shop, I'm just like, look, I need to do this. So if you could just give me 2 hours. So just try to schedule yourself some time, maybe early in the morning, late at night if you got kids. Put on some music or a podcast. That's the missing one. Shut off the news, you know. Okay. Look at that, bro. Woo. Like hang loose with my busted pinky. Stoked. It's done with it. Whoa, sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put a little WD-40 on these, man. There's a little bit of rust on there. And I know it's like it's not a permanent solution, but hey, if it's oily, it's not getting rusty. So, and we see that, man. It's like the more greasy a truck is, which is ironic because I like to keep my trucks clean, but the more oily they are underneath, like the less rusty they are. Okay, so let's clean up our tools and tripods. I have a Scout 2 service manual that I have started referring more and more to. And I looked and I didn't see this section in it, and I don't know if it's just an old one that I have that's missing, that section. So let's give the tailgate a shot. I'm pretty excited. You do want to like clean off the old grease, because the old grease that's filled with dirt is not good. We should get on unrivaled performance out of this tailgate. So notice, and just what I had to do before, all the time, I would have to grab these and like pull them straight. So when my daughter or my son or my wife, when they would use the Scout and try to close the tailgate, I would have to walk them through this procedure of clicking these little arms down. So now you shouldn't have to do that. Come on. Oh, I love it. So I just took a janky 1975 Scout and I made it feel luxurious because the tailgate closes correctly. And I'm gonna wipe off some of the WD-40. Oh, one of the episodes I'm gonna do is we're gonna buff out wet sand and buff the whole truck. So the procedure is pretty similar on the T-handle. It works fine, like the T-handle works well, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I might actually pull the T-handle off and lube it up if you wanna see that. Okay, let's just do it real quick. We'll just pull the T-handle off, I'll lube it, clean it. At least we can say it's done. Okay, let's take that off. So to take the T-handle off is pretty straightforward. You got one screw here. And then you got these two, I believe it's the two outer. The other four hold the latch. Hold the latch, and we're not going to take the latch out at this moment. Yeah, and these are pretty tight. I'm looking in there. But it is super dry, so I can't wait to do this rust project. Just chip away all this rust, needle scale, prep it, rust bullet it, and at least slow down the rust, because rust is the enemy, man. If you notice right here, our little spring is still connected where it's supposed to be. Everything looks good. So this is really just a lube mission. Kind of get around everywhere. It'll help, man. It'll help for sure. You should probably do this annually, I think. Especially if your truck sits outside. So what I'm gonna do now is just I think it feels pretty good. Get some super lube on there. Cool. That's good enough for me. Now we'll just put that back in. And it didn't, these are tight. Like I said, I checked these and they're tight, and the lift gate closes pretty well. I am gonna show you my technique on lift gate closing. Slow that rust down a little bit. Remember, man, I'm not building a show truck. This is a driver, a truck that I care about. I'm willing to put the time in, but it is a driver quality truck at this point. I call it like the Ghost Town Bodie, I think it is. preserve, like decay, something about decay. I'll remember. But it's basically where you just try to slow down the decay process. These could be a little tricky to get them started. Just gotta find. While I'm at it, I'll just check these to make sure they're tight. So that was fun. I love it, like when you fix something and it makes it so much better. Because most of the time it's like, I think it's a human condition, whether it's like bad habits in our life or our environment at home or our vehicle, we kind of accept mediocrity. Not to get philosophical, but we just go like, yeah, my tailgate doesn't close right, but I'll just do it. Oh, my room's just kind of a mess, I'll just live with it. So it's that process of like going, I mean, and trust me, dude, I'm not good at it. But no, it should work well. You should fix something. If you fix it right, and then life is, and you're like, wow, dude, this is so much better. So tailgate, money. Now, if we had to adjust it, we would adjust these accordingly. This was adjusted correctly. Okay, I'm gonna teach you the anything Scout, Sean Barber, technique I've learned and honed over 20 years. Other Scout owners, you guys will share your technique. But, okay, what you don't wanna do is go like this and slam it, okay? So what I like to do is grab the left latch, make sure it's latched down, which it is now because this works well. You're gonna put counterclockwise pressure on the T handle. So ever so slightly turn this in the counterclockwise position. And then the pressure is gonna come left hand or right hand here. Don't slam it from the middle, because then over time the lift gate's gonna be shaped like a banana. This one is a little bit, and I'll straighten it someday. So basically like that, slight counterclockwise pressure here. And then I could let go of this, and then my pressure's gonna come from my left hand here. And there you go. All right, so thanks for joining me again on the Scout Life episode 4, where we fixed the tailgate, gave you a walk around of the truck. So I encourage you, go walk around your Scout, whether it's new or old, and just kind of start making a list of things that are wrong, little things that need to be fixed, so you can schedule out. This is about, it's very easy. Number one, this is an easy job to do. Number two, I would allocate about 45 minutes to do exactly what I did here. So stay in touch with your truck, stay in touch with loved ones and your family and friends. Hang out. Hope you have a good, if you're watching this on Sunday when it releases, hope you have a good Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Next week, I think we're gonna do doors and door latches, regulators, all that kind of good stuff. I also have an upgraded alternator to do. I got a bunch of stuff, straight steer brace, and we'll see if it helps. Anyway, tons of stuff to do. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. If you so care to, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what we can do, something that you want me to do. Even if this truck doesn't need it, maybe I'll do it anyway. Ask questions. I'm going to try to interact with the comments as much as I can. And yeah, tell a friend. Talk to you later.